Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Mina channel. Today we are going to be talking about one of the other new characters that have come from Persona 5 Royal, and this character is going to be Kasumi Yoshisawa. Now, because this is a character discussion, this is going to contain spoilers for Persona 5 Royal, so if you have not played this game, I do encourage you not to watch this because I will be talking about a lot of the spoiler plot points in the story, so I encourage you to play the game and finish it before you come back and watch this video. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So Kasumi Yoshisawa, also known as Sumire Yoshisawa, is a very interesting character. I think that all the different layers that they added to this character, a lot of different stuff that they did, is some stuff that I did not expect them to do. Originally when this character was announced, I figured she was gonna have a normal storyline, maybe be a little bit related to the main plot line, the new boss and everything like that, but I didn't expect the layers of complexity that they added to the character and those things around her. The plot twist regarding her character is something that I did not see coming. While I did expect some kind of plot twist on the story, her actual plot twist was something that actually did surprise me, something that I wasn't expecting overall because of things up in the story, honestly. So Kasumi is presented herself as this elite athlete that comes into the school because she has some kind of scholarship with the school, and she has to do her best at earning these gold medals and kind of bringing prestige into the school that is bringing her here. Now, that is something common that happens in schools, whether you're in Japan or the West or anything like that. That happens all the time. When I was in middle school and I was in the swimming team, that was a thing that happened. They expected you to win things because they brought you in. I went to a private school, so that's part of the deal. You come into the school to win and everything like that. That is something that happens. And from that perspective, when the character starts to get in this pressure and everything, I was like, wow, I totally can relate to that, because it is a big deal of pressureness and everything. Now, her character isn't all of that, because the character gets presented as somebody that has these issues with that, what I just talked about, as well as maybe, you know, things because she's worried about her family and everything. And she is pretty open, and she does talk about her dad and all this different stuff. And toward the story, you're kind of like, all right, well, what's the kick? What's the thing that is gonna kind of go, wow, you know? Because so far her character, even though she's very nice and she is trying her best, and you can see that she's feeling bad for the gymnastics and everything. What is going on here that is really getting her kind of, what is the motivation behind all this, right? And finally, after getting to the third semester, you realize the reason behind everything. Why is she Kasumi? What's going on and everything like that? It turns out her character is actually not Kasumi. Kasumi is her sister, who I don't know if she's a twin sister or an older sister. They look really alike, so I'm actually quite conflicted. They don't really explain whether it's a twin sister or just an older sister, but her sister died in an accident, and she's the main cause responsible for her sister's death, in a sense. I wouldn't say it that way, but her sister sacrificed herself for her. So Kasumi, or rather Sumire, she goes into this kind of depression state, where she's just lost all sense of kind of self and purpose, because she's the reason why her sister died. Soon after that, she meets Maruki, who has obtained now the power to alter cognition. With his ability, he makes Kasumi or Sumire feel like the reason of her happiness or new happiness will be to replace Kasumi as a person that was supposed to be all the goals and was supposed to be the overachiever and the athlete that's gonna do all this and everything like that. And it's very interesting dynamic between Kasumi and Sumire, because she's acting like somebody that she's not, and once you meet Sumire for the first time after the whole incident and everything, you can see a whole other different part for her. She's a completely different kind of person and everything. She wears the glasses and the hair down, but besides that, her personality does match. It's a little bit different. You can still see parts where Kasumi was really Sumire the entire time, she was just acting as somebody else, but her personality and a lot of the traits were still pretty much a little bit similar to her original character and everything. She just does have more self-confidence issues. Original Kasumi was more confident and was kind of like, I'll do all this stuff, and I'm gonna win all these awards and everything like that. Sumire, on the other hand, kind of has more like a a little of a push and everything like that. And you, as you walk through her storyline and everything, just kind of push her into that point where she is able to, you meet her teacher and you kind of see her practicing and all this practice and everything like that, and you kind of see her getting to that stage where she's kind of like, yeah, I won first place and I'm gonna be the best in the world and everything. So you kind of help her move along with not only her loss of her sister, kind of accepting that, but also the fact that she wants to move forward with her life and kind of reach the goal and she and her sister have promised and everything. So overall, I think that the storyline was really interesting. It had a lot of twists and everything. The whole Sumire Kasumi twist was pretty interesting. I didn't expect them to do something like that just because it didn't seem like it was a good place for it, but it really worked out pretty much in the end. I really like how they tied that into Takuto, who is kind of the main antagonist in the third semester, so it really makes sense to have that correlation and everything like that. Some of the questions and things that they never really kind of have a good answer for, I just things that I want to also discuss here. So one of the bigger interesting parts about her character is she's always having issues with her phone, and I thought that was gonna be a big plot point at some point, and it never really is. Actually, the only reason why she is able to go into a metaverse is because her phone messed up somehow, and she got the app to be able to get access to the metaverse. And in fact, we actually access Takuto's dungeon much later on the story just because of that. That has no impact whatsoever ever again. They never bring that part of. They never talk about it ever again. It's actually a point that just kind of gets lost and it doesn't bring anything to the table. I'm not exactly sure what the point about her phone acting up other than the reason that she had the persona ability. It's never brought up again. It's not a plot point or anything like that. It just felt like she just the entire story she's like, oh, my phone's messing up, or oh, I need to talk to my dad about getting me a new phone, and she just continuously keeps on talking about her phone messing up. And I thought it was a big plot point, never brought up again. I don't know what happened to that. That was kind of interesting. Second point I want to talk about is the story really pushes you to date Kasumi, and if you go to her storyline along with the story, it does make sense to date her. You do kind of have like these really good moments with her and everything. I dated her and everything like that, so I had all those kind of moments and everything. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. However, at the end, when she comes to see you and she saying goodbye to you, she doesn't even really acknowledge the fact that there was some kind of relationship, or even the relationship before that, it was kind of more warm. She kind of just gives you a nod and sends you on your way. I think there should have been something extra for her. I don't know what else, maybe a hug or something like that, maybe I'll see you soon or anything, but it's left really kind of out there and he doesn't really add to anything in the story. It's just kind of a little bit interesting that they decided to finish it off that way. I really wish that they could have done it. My third point that I kind of wanted to talk about is also the fact that throughout the story, she does not want to join the Phantom Thieves. At the end, she only joined the Phantom Thieves to defeat Maruki because it directly involved her. I don't think that she per se wanted to be a Phantom Thief member or wanted to really do anything for that. I think she herself had her own issues that she had to worry about and deal through and everything like that. I don't really think that she had enough time or to dedicate into Phantom Thieves, because as you, the Phantom Thief or the person that works through the game, know that your schedule is pretty booked. When are you gonna practice for these clubs and everything when you're pretty much busy the entire time doing these activities and everything? Previous games have tried to give you some kind of club activity in which you don't really compete in a level that Kasumi does. You're pretty much involved in doing your activity at night, more important than anything else. So I feel like this is kind of like the point was she really a Phantom Thief, or was she just really joined for that one time? That does answer some points, but I do feel like her reasoning for not joining the Phantom Thieves, although really poorly executed, I think I see where she didn't join the Phantom Thieves for some reasons. I really wanted to see more clear reasons why she didn't believe that she will be a joint Phantom Thief. She does say that she doesn't believe in the Phantom Thieves because of certain reasons. Her explanation is pretty eloquent and it makes a lot of sense. She basically says that the Phantom Thieves aren't a viable solution for society. Society doesn't it needs the Phantom Thieves to the point where they will be codependent to them, and it will make it too hard for society to exist without the Phantom Thieves, because you just kinda, every time there is an issue, hey, the Phantom Thieves can resolve it. And so I guess it brings a different problem in society, right? So Overall, I do like her character. I think that there was a lot of really good additions to her and Maruki. I think that the dynamic between the two of them within the story was pretty well presented, and she was a really welcome addition. I think she was a much better, well-written character than previous new characters that they added in previous games. Persona 3 and Persona 4, the remastered editions of them had their own set of new characters and everything like that. And I think these two sets of new characters, whether it's Maruki or Kasumi, really work really well, and there was a lot of really good stuff here that I really liked. Anyway, that is pretty much in this video here. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Do you agree or disagree, or is something that I said that you were kind of on the fence with? And was there anything particular you wanted to talk about Kasumi that we haven't talked about in this video? Anyway, if you're new, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.